this your true day? You are going involutionary, or are you just sitting at home, seeing the climate change and the weather get colder? Shorter light daylight in the evening. We are heading towards autumn. I hope you're having a good time, and I hope you guys are living safely, peacefully, and in an area of your life where important things are going to happen. I myself are in a year of many synchronicities, many things that are falling into place and are showing me peace as I had 10 years ago too. 10 years ago I was like 17. I felt great and very peacefully. After that time I had a turbulent time in high school. I was really in a big awakening state. I didn't know what I was experiencing. A lot of energy and highly conscious things which many people in my environment were not talking about or thinking about. So, how do I get from this turbulent phase to this stable and flexible state I live in right now? Well, first of all, I practice daily meditation. Just come to your senses, be silent, and reflect on the moment. Try to experience the moment and to learn from it and to find your homing in the moment. Because you can have the greatest experience of all time, but if you are not living in the moment from time to time, you will lose a lot of experience. You will miss a lot of experience. And when you are trying to become one with the moment, you might be trying too hard, or you are too much thinking about something else, which is okay. But over time, when you practice or continue to be one with the moment or be present, you will learn how to become more easily in the present moment. And the present moment is always changing, because I am right now in a totally different state of mind than 10 years ago. But when I come to this present moment, I feel stable and safe. And I can find things from 10 years ago that are a little bit the same, not completely, but they look a bit the same. Because when you go to the present moment, you actually move to a state of mind that is very high and very peaceful. And there is no practice or no theory or philosophy that can teach you how to become happier or more in tune with your feelings than just going into the present moment. Because in the present moment you can upscale the value of life. You can upscale the value of being happy, of being peaceful, of being consistent, of having character, of having a good attitude. And when you are working on your consciousness and you are becoming more conscious and you are becoming more aware of what is happening, you will grow your seeds. And when you grow seeds with only things that are useful for the present moment, you will create a future that is full of precious continuation of happiness and peace. So you might say, if you have a hard time in life, you will never get to the present moment. But that's not true. When you experience trauma, you will eventually wake up. You will eventually change your life because you cannot go on in that mode anymore. And some need a tragedy or trauma to become awake and to become really conscious. And some practice mindfulness or meditation and get awake and more aware. So it's not necessary to get trauma or tragedy, but it's supposedly that they wake up eventually because they have such a hard time in life that they have to fight or have to change. So why is this present moment so important? Well, because the more you develop in life, the further you get, the more difficult it can get. But if you need something, you can just go to the present moment. And I assure you, I am totally sure that for me in the future, if I'm in difficulty, I can find answers in the present moment. The present moment is always updated. It's always actual. It's always in the actuality. So if I'm struggling in the future, I will just go to the present moment. And I know from what I'm writing on my blog that my consciousness is evolving, and what I write is just coming out of it. What I write is a translation of consciousness and my own subjectivity, because I'm really fascinated by consciousness and energy and the universe. And when I'm writing, I'm really focusing on that connection I have with my consciousness. And I'm doing that since 2018. It's like for 5 years now. And I have written a lot in that time. So why writing? Why talking did in this way? Well, I was in pure trauma. I had a psychosis, which wasn't really in hindsight. I was really busy with awakening, thinking about bigger things, higher things, and just going in a good way. But I had a traineeship and with a boss and a lot of stress, and I couldn't sleep at night. So when I got home in the weekend, I just got psychotic thoughts. When I was at work, it was okay, but in the weekends at my parents' home, where I went to every weekend, I was just in trouble. I was just experiencing these dark, intense emotions I have with family, or I had with family. They've changed a lot, but I had a bit of trauma with my family, and I'm not the only one. My whole family line is based on trauma. My grandfather was really harsh. And guess what? My father was very strict and very easily tempered or easily in anger. He was really aggressive sometimes, not physical but emotionally. So that really shaped my childhood. And I think in later on in life, during my traineeship, these traumas bottled up. And guess what? When you are always away from home, having no sleep, having trauma and a lot of stress, your mind or your psyche or your consciousness is creating different scenarios, different stories. And these stories will not help you, no, but they are getting created and you will be get caught by it. I think no one can escape a real psychosis. It's so intense, it's so strong. You cannot walk away from it. You might call for help immediately if you are really in that state. But for me, as a loner or someone who's very in his own thoughts, there is no option to call someone or to go to someone to talk about it. So for me, it escalated a bit in a lot of dark thoughts, and I even got to a mental hospital because my father couldn't handle it anymore. And in the mental hospital, I was confronted with the matrix that I was in the matrix. I got haunted by a powerful person, and I still don't know if it's my own creation in the matrix or it's someone who followed me. But it was very strong, and it came to me. And nowadays I don't see it anymore, but I can still see it like it was yesterday. And I know I've escaped the matrix. I had to get out of it. It's a weird system. And I really don't know if others are in it too or not. I think they are, but I'm out of it, so I don't know what it is anymore. So that's it. Um, I will talk about this more in a later video, but for now it's just this. I hope you have a good time, have a good evening, and I hope to see you in the next round. See ya.